Hi, you're very welcome. And in this video, what I want to show you is how we're going to kind of combine a drop-down list to see, um, basically to be able to conditionally format this list we have here, depending on two conditions. Okay, so down here at the bottom, I've set up a list sheet. Okay, down here, list sheet. And you can see here I've done this with a formula, which I've covered in another blog post, which basically means it's completely dynamic. Okay, so it means that even if it's updated, this is updated alphabetically as well. And then I come back here to transactions. I click here. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to move this down to fraction. And I'm just going to call this store location. And I'm going to call this one product category, so I know what it is. And then I click here on store location. I come back here to my lists. And I'm going to highlight this one here. And I'm going to call this product. So I'm going to call this location. And then I'm going to click on this one here, make sure I select the whole thing. And I'm going to call this product. Okay, so I've got my two named ranges there. So come back to store location. Come up here to my data. And then come over here to my data validation. Go to data validation. And then from the drop down here, I choose my list. And then I come down here to my source. And then I just press F3 on the keyboard. And this calls up my list of named ranges. So I'm going to begin with location. I click OK. Okay, and I'll just leave this as is, and then click OK. And see there from the drop down, it's location. There's the same thing with product category. Again, just come up here to data validation. Data validation. Again, from the drop down list, choose list. Again, press F3. This I'm going to call it product. Click OK, and then click OK. And there we have that up there. And again, if I click up this one, see there I've got the two of them. And I'm just going to make both of these bold. All right. So what I want to happen is that when depending on store location and product category, I want this to be color coded. And I want it to be color coded all the way across. So what I do is I begin by highlighting my data all the way across. All right. And where you start is important. So make sure you start under the headings. Don't start on the headings, under the headings. And then to go right down to the bottom, I press my Control Shift arrow down. I've got the whole thing selected. And then I just come back up again. And what I do then is I come over here to Home. And then I go to Conditional Formatting. And from here, I choose New Rule. And then I come down to this one, which says Use a formula to determine cells to format. Now I come down then to this box here, Format Values. And this is where you just need to be careful with your conditional formatting. So I type in and, open left bracket. And then what I do is I go to Store Location here, and I press Control Shift arrow down. Just press there, that one. Now, what you need to do, you don't actually need to press this down, I've forgotten that, but if you just need to press F4 so that the column is locked. Okay, because if you don't lock the column, you'll find it just as a one. And once if it's equal to the store location I have over here, and that's automatically locked to F4. Then go comma, and then go to product category, which is here. All right. And I just say, and again, I just need to use F4 so that the column is locked, is equal to, let's say, my product category. And then I close my brackets, and then I choose my format, and I'm going to choose a nice shade of pink, and then I click OK. All right, and it is important. What is important in this is to make sure that you start from the one that's underneath it, because if you don't start there at F2 where it starts, you'll find that it's going to be off by 1. And then click OK. Now we're not going to see anything at the moment, so I'm going to go to store location here, and I'm going to choose Lower Manhattan, and I'm going to choose, because both conditions must be met, remember, coffee. Okay. All right, so let's see now. Now, for some reason, this is coming here as well. So I'm going to delete this. And I need to edit the rule. Sometimes it's kind of handy when these things, and I just remove the quotation marks. And that is probably because I selected that when I was starting it, and then I click OK, then I click Apply, and you see now I have it. Okay. Now, if I choose, for example, let's say I've come up here and I choose Hell's Kitchen and Coffee, and then I'm just going to choose Hell's Kitchen and Tea. So you see there, that kind of shows me then whatever one I want here. Okay. So I hope you found that useful, and mind yourself and take care, and bye.